What comes to mind when things get tough? When you feel so sad and emotions get the better of you? What comes to mind when the place you've always called home stops to be what you've known it as? Even more, what comes to mind when the person you felt the safest with is no longer there? When you've got so much love that you want to share, but you can't, because the one you want to share it with isn't there to receive the love in the first place. It all turns dark. It all turns into grief. Okay. You're probably lost. Let me give you some context. About 2 months ago, I lost my mom. And since the funeral, I've been meaning to do a motorcycle camping trip where I got to embrace the memories of my mom, who I love so much, while doing what I love, which is touring places on my motorcycle. Well, let's face it, a huge part of why I was on my bike riding towards the border was because I was scared. I was running away from how I truly feel, and I somehow convinced myself that doing this trip would make me feel better. I mean, why wouldn't it? As I left the city farther and farther behind me, riding down the lonely Nairobi-Namanga Road early on Thursday morning, I was excited. Of course, I had a bit of sadness looming from a distance, but I was mostly happy. In that moment, all that mattered was that moment, taking it in bit by bit. As time passed, the skies brightened up and the sun was out. It is such a good feeling to catch the sunrise on the road. It's not the kind of thing that you rush through, so I stopped to take it all in. Hello. So I am I'm slightly under 50 kilometers to Namanga border. I'm heading to Tanzania, to Arusha first, and then to Ambu later in the day. I'm going to camp at Migombani campsite. I've seen it on the internet. It looks pretty cool. A friend of mine also had been there before, so kind of liked it. I'm stopping here to take a few photos and then proceed to the border. So far, so good. The bike is packed with a Kenyan flag, pretty heavy as well. I can feel it's pretty heavy today because I'm carrying a lot of stuff, my camping equipment, my stuff. The top box is full, the bag is also full, but yeah, it's handling pretty well. I can feel the weight, but it's very grounded. Yeah. So I've taken some really nice photos and videos. I was trying to cut the sunrise today, but I've been quite unlucky that it's been cloudy, so the sun is pretty covered up. But still, yeah, gotten some really nice shots, so that's good. Yeah, so I need to proceed to the border. I didn't get to drink anything or eat anything in the morning, so I'm just gonna be sipping on water.
until maybe I get to Arusha.
Alright, time to proceed to the border. I arrived in Namanga a few minutes past 8 am, stopped to refill my tank, then proceeded to the border to process my entry into Tanzania.
Nazalipa na card. Visa card. Sawa. Tanjazie. So this is the last petrol station before the Namanga border. Okay, sawa. Seems like she's not having that small talk, you know. Trying to create a conversation, but clearly that's not happening. Anyway, so from here, proceed to the border, which is now what, half a kilometer from here. Yeah, then start processing the crossing for both myself and the bike.
wacha bike ingie. Sasa mimi nauliza kama unaweza fanya clearing na insurance.
Sawa, asante. Nzuri. Habari yako?
Salama. Karibu.
Asante sana. Niko sawa, asante. Hapana, asante.
Nakupelekea mama zawadi.
Hapana.
Nakusia na pesa kidogo tu.
Asante. So I just got to the Namanga border, and there are lots of clearing agents, of course, who are able to help you clear. I used a clearing agent my first time traveling with my bike out of Kenya through the Busia border, and I think also the Rwandan border as well. From there, I kind of decided to be doing clearing for myself so that I don't have to spend money paying someone else to do it. Of course, it's a lot slower because I have to clear myself first and then clear the bike. If you use an agent, then they go ahead and clear your bike as you clear yourself, so it kind of makes things a bit faster. But your choice really. So I prefer to save the money and clear myself instead. But you could decide to pay someone to do the clearance for you. Whatever works really. So I'm hoping that I can clear as fast as possible. I hope it won't take a lot of time. So let me go see what there is.
Luckily, there weren't so many people at the time, so it went relatively fast.
So I'm finally done clearing up. Of course, cleared myself, cleared the bike. The process for clearing the bike on the Kenyan side was pretty easy and straightforward. On the Tanzania side, it's a bit slow, not surprised. I experienced the same thing when I was crossing from Rwanda into Tanzania, the Rusumo border. The Tanzania desk is oftentimes very slow. And of course, as usual, systems don't work on the Kenyan side and partly on the Tanzania side as well. So it's manual. Luckily, when I got here, there weren't many people in. There were not many people clearing, so that helped. But clearing the bike took a while. And then after clearing the bike, I've gone out, gotten a SIM card, bought a SIM card, set up M-Pesa for Tanzania, and loaded money. Now they're exchanging money here at the rate of 20 shillings Tanzania. Like 1 Kenyan shillings is 20 Tanzania shillings. But one trick I learned last time is to use M-Pesa Global. So I went to M-Pesa Global, checked the rates, and I found that it was 21 point something. So that's obviously better than what the agents were giving me. So instead of using them, I've just used M-Pesa Global. So sending money from my Kenyan M-Pesa to the Tanzania M-Pesa now. It gives better rates. So that's good. Anyway, now I'm all set up. I have my SIM card. I have internet into Tanzania. I have M-Pesa. I can make payments. That's pretty much it, and the bike is all cleared. So now I'm about to leave the border and head into Tanzania, going into Arusha first. I've never used these roads. I mean, of course, I've been to Tanzania before on my bike, but I've never used this like Namanga to Arusha. I've never done Namanga to Arusha on a bike. I've done it on a bus before, but I guess the experience is different. So excited to see. I've been told before that the road is quite scenic, so I want to go see. I want to go see for myself.
And just like that, I was across the border into Tanzania. Tanzania is the biggest country in East Africa, covering about 950,000 square kilometers, which is about twice the size of Kenya and 36 times the size of Rwanda and Burundi. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 36 times the size of Rwanda and Burundi. The country also has about 63 million people, which is the highest in East Africa. I mean, it's an exciting country to visit nonetheless. From my experience riding around East Africa, Tanzania also has the best roads, both in terms of the quality of the road surface and the landscapes that the roads cut across. Man, views for days. As you can see, these roads are good, but hella lonely. In some stretches, you can go up to 5 minutes without meeting any other passing vehicles.
So, one thing about the roads here is that most of them are very long. They are long and lonely, but they're good roads. There's a lot of crosswinds as well, so occasionally you feel the bike being pushed here and there. Luckily, my bike is pretty heavy, it's loaded, so it's a bit grounded. That's good. Yeah, and really nice views, nice sceneries, man. Like, you could stop so many times just to have a look at this. Like, I'm seeing this Oldonyo Sambu. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it has some origin with the Oldonyas in Kenya, but there are also lots of Maasais here, so explains the name. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, I guess never get enough of Tanzania. It's really beautiful, really beautiful. So I'm heading to Arusha. I'm about less than 40 kilometers out. Yeah, so I'll get back on the road. All right.
As you pass through the semi-arid areas, there is a lot of crosswinds. Traveling such roads on a motorcycle is a more immersive experience. You feel all the wind, you feel the change in temperature, and yeah, sometimes just like that, the weather switches from warm and sunny to cold and rainy so fast.
So so the weather has quickly gone from being warm and really nice to suddenly rainy. I had installed this anti-rain film, but it's blurring my vision. Like, water doesn't hold. Like, Water slides down, but not as much. It's just blurring my vision, so I'm just gonna remove it because it's not helping me. It's making me struggle a little more. So I was saying the weather has gone from being really warm and nice and sunny to suddenly cold and rainy. Yeah, looks like much happening. Poa poa.
Habari ya safari?
Fresh.
Hongera bana.
Asante.
At about 11 a.m., I arrived in Arusha. The roads here are just as busy as Nairobi, though people seemed to be a bit more disciplined. Stopping at traffic lights was a big culture shock for me. Okay, well, culture shock is an exaggeration, but if you've ridden or driven in Nairobi, then you know what I mean. The busy business areas though were very hectic to ride in. Yeah, bars, busy business areas. Anyway, never mind. I had a break in Arusha for a few hours to work for the rest of the day. My colleague Zuberi, who is based here in Arusha, guided me to Arusha Mall where I parked my bike. Then we went to get some lunch before spending the afternoon catching up on work. Zuberi is a software engineer who we work with in the same team. It was such a lovely time working with him from the same space. Arusha, though, wasn't my final destination for the day, so I needed to get going. After passing by this place to buy some vitumbua and mandazis that Zuberi ended up going with, I'm not bitter about it at all, I got back on the road heading to MTO, which is about 100 kilometers from Arusha town. Man, if there's one thing you can be sure of in Tanzania is open roads, beautiful sceneries. It feels so good to ride here. After camping at Nashal Lengot in Kenya a few months ago and arriving at the campsite at night, I knew so well that I did not want to get to the camping grounds after sunset. Good thing though is that I was almost there. The road leading to the camp was nothing like the camp itself. I'm sure you'll see what I mean.
Vipi?
Fresh.
Fresh.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Kuna kafumu kwa kujaza. Unaandika tarehe 27. Kwa ajili ya camping eh?
Ha?
Camping.
Leo ni Thursday.
Yeah, leo ni Thursday. Okay, unaweza kasaini hapa. Okay, karibu sana.
Haya, asante.
Nestled on the edge of the Rift Valley, Migombani Camp is located in the northern safari circuit of Tanzania. It's perched on a hilltop and provides panoramic views of Lake Manyara and the surrounding savanna area. I'll show you that a bit later as well.
Vipi?
Karibu.
Asante.
Karibu sana.
Nifanyeje?
Eh?
Nifanyeje?
Hapa nataka usaini hapa.